Let's have a look at the timeline of electrical engineering. 1820 Michael Faraday invents the electric motor. 1827 Georg Ohm formulates his law of electrical resistance. 1830 Joseph Henry invents the first electric telegraph. 1831 Faraday invents the electric dynamo. 1873 James Maxwell formulates his theory of electromagnetic radiation. 1876 Alexander Graham Bell invents the telephone. 1887 Heinrich Hertz discovers electromagnetic waves. 1888 Nikola Tesla invents the alternating current, AC, motor. 1891 Guglielmo Marconi invents wireless telegraphy. 1895 Wilhelm Röntgen discovers X-rays. 1896 Tesla patents the radio. 1906 Lee de Forest invents the vacuum tube amplifier. 1907 Robert A. Millikan measures the charge of the electron. 1908 Fritz Haber develops the Haber process for synthesizing ammonia. 1909 Ernest Rutherford discovers the nucleus of the atom. 1913 Henry Moseley establishes the periodic law of elements. 1914 James Chadwick discovers the neutron. 1918 Otto Hahn discovers nuclear fission. 1919 Ernest Rutherford discovers the proton. 1927 Werner Heisenberg formulates the uncertainty principle. 1928 Alexander Fleming discovers penicillin. 1932 James Chadwick discovers the neutron. 1933 Enrico Fermi discovers artificial radioactivity. 1937 John Bardeen, Walter Brattain, and William Shockley invent the transistor. 1939 Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann discover nuclear fission. 1942 Enrico Fermi builds the first nuclear reactor. 1945 J. Robert Oppenheimer leads the Manhattan Project to develop the atomic bomb. 1948 Claude Shannon formulates information theory. 1951 The first commercial nuclear power plant opens in Obninsk, Russia. 1952 The first hydrogen bomb is tested. 1953 Francis Crick and James Watson discover the structure of DNA. 1954 The first solar cell is developed. 1955 The first nuclear power plant opens in Shippingport, Pennsylvania. 1957 The Soviet Union launches Sputnik, the first artificial satellite. 1958 The United States launches Explorer-1, the first American satellite. 1959 The first integrated circuit is developed. 1962 The United States launches Telstar, the first commercial communications satellite. 1964 The first nuclear-powered submarine, the USS Nautilus, is launched. 1965 Gordon Moore formulates Moore's Law. 1969 The United States launches Apollo 11, the first manned mission to the Moon. 1971 The first microprocessor is developed. 1973 The first mobile phone call is made. 1975 The first personal computer, the Altair 8800, is introduced. 1977 The first Apple computer, the Apple II, is introduced. 1981 The first space shuttle, Columbia, is launched. 1982 The first CD-ROM is developed. 1983 The first cellular phone call is made. 1985 The first .com domain, symbolics.com, is registered. 1991 The World Wide Web is invented. 1993 The first web browser, Mosaic, is introduced. 1995 The first online bank, First Virtual, is introduced. 1996 The first online auction site, eBay, is introduced. 1998 Google is founded. 1999 The first digital camera is introduced. 2000 The first two-way satellite internet service is introduced. 2001 The first iPod is introduced. 2002 The first blogs appear. 2003 The first Bluetooth device is introduced. 2004 The first Facebook profile is created. 2005 YouTube is founded. 2006 Twitter is founded. 2007 The first iPhone is introduced. 2008 The first Android phone is introduced. 2009 The first 3D printed organ is created. 2010 The first iPad is introduced. 2011 The first commercial flight of the SpaceX Dragon is launched.